Friends, today we are going to deal with modal or modal auxiliary or modal verb. Modal auxiliary is a helping verb. It comes before the main verb. It is used to indicate mood or attitude or idea or tense which is not expressed by the main verb. It doesn't change its form according to the number or the person of the subject. Now let us try to understand modal auxiliary better by taking one example. May I leave now? Now here in this sentence, leave is the main verb. May is the modal auxiliary. It is coming before the main verb, or it is preceding the main verb. Now in this sentence, the main verb leave is not indicating any mood or attitude, while the word may indicates that the person is asking for the permission. He is asking for the permission with a humble note. May I leave now? Now, in this example, I is the subject. Even if we change the subject to we, still, may, the modal auxiliary, is not going to change its form. It will remain, may we leave now? Friends, in our day-to-day life, many a times, through our speech, we have to express different feelings. For example, sometimes we are asking for permission. Sometimes we want to show that we can do it, our ability. Sometimes we can refer to the possibility. Sometimes we are giving advice to our near and dear ones. Sometimes we are referring to a past habit. Sometimes we are showing determination through our speech. Sometimes we are showing that certain things are compulsory. And sometimes we are stating that on moral grounds, certain things one must do, and that is obligation. So all these things which we are expressing by using modal auxiliaries are called as functions of modal auxiliaries. Now let us take examples by taking one function at a time. When we want to ask for permission, we can use modal auxiliary like can, could, may. For example, may I borrow your book? Here, borrow is the main verb and may is the modal auxiliary. We are asking for permission. Now second, ability. Here modal auxiliaries which show ability are can and shall. I can speak German fluently. It shows that can word is used for showing ability. Now we come on possibility. Possibility function is carried out by two modal auxiliaries, may and might. The water may flood the road. There is a possibility. 100% होगा ऐसा नहीं है, पर हो सकता है. The plane might land before time. जल्दी आ सकता है. Sometimes, by using modal auxiliary, we are giving advice. For example, we should take good care of our health. Should is the modal auxiliary for advice. Now, when we want to show past habit, means tense की बात हो रही है, then also modal auxiliary help us. For example, would and used to. My parents would go for a walk every morning. Go is the main verb and would is their past habit. My sister used to exercise. Exercise is the main verb and used to is modal auxiliary showing past habit. Sometimes we want to show our determination. पक्का इरादा दिखाना चाहते हैं. Then we use modal auxiliary will. We will win the match. Sometimes we show the compulsion by using modal auxiliary must. You must study hard. And lastly, modal auxiliary for showing obligation, that is compulsion but out of moral ground. Then we use modal auxiliary must or ought. You must respect your teachers. We ought to look after our parents. इसमें थोड़ा मॉरल बैकग्राउंड आता है. ये करना ही पड़ेगा क्योंकि इन लोगों के हम पर उपकार है. ये ध्वनि हो रहा है या ऑब्लिगेशन में. Now friends, we are going to see what types of questions can be asked on modal auxiliary in H.S.C. exam. Question number 1. We can accept our life gracefully. Rewrite using modal auxiliary showing compulsion. This was asked in March 22 H.S.C. exam. Now if we see the chart which is meant for functions of modal auxiliary, we will find that for showing compulsion as the function, we are going to use must word, and hence our answer for this particular question is going to be we must accept our life gracefully. Now friends, let us come on question 2. A child spends a major portion of his life in taking formal education. Choose the correct alternative that indicates modal auxiliary showing obligation. This was asked in October 21 H.S.C. exam. Now 4 alternatives are given to us, and in each one of them they have given us the modal auxiliary. But we are supposed to give the modal auxiliary for obligation. And we know that for obligation, there are only 2 modal auxiliaries. One is must and another is ought to. So let us see which one is having must or ought to. It is the B answer which is having must as the modal auxiliary. And hence, our choice is a child must spend a major portion of his life in taking formal education from B answer. And now the third question. You would treat him gently. Find out the correct sentence from the given options in which modal auxiliary showing advice is used and rewrite. This was asked in sheet 5 of H.S.C. Now friends, we know that modal auxiliary should is carrying out the function of giving advice. So find out which option is having should as the modal auxiliary. Yes, it is C. You should treat him gently, which is having modal auxiliary for advice in form of should.